Hi, answering some more questions from listeners. This one comes from my listener friend Mark Warren. My wife and I had two older male orange cats, and unfortunately, the last 2 years we were not together. What did she do? Go get two orange cats, both young females. We're looking to rekindle our relationship. Maybe you call the wrong therapist. And I don't know how to introduce the two cats to the original two cats. Plus, the younger females are not declawed like the males. And will this cause an issue? Yeah, it can cause an issue. A couple of things. First of all, let's talk about declawing. It should be against the law. I am 100% against declawing, unless there's a medical reason for it, which is very, very, very rare. Declawing a cat is an amputation. It's not the right thing to do. And very often, when you take a cat's claws away, when you amputate them, they become more aggressive with their biting. That's their new defense. They have no option. So very often, it's difficult to introduce cats that are declawed to cats that are not declawed. But there are things you can do. Number one, let's try some scent swapping. The first thing I want you to do is get the scent of the two cats with you, get the scent of the two cats with your wife, and swap those scents. You can use a stuffed animal. That's what I prefer. Use a stuffed animal. It kind of looks like a cat. Some people use a washcloth or a towel. So get those scents and let the cats live with the scent of the other cats before the actual introduction. Now, in terms of the introduction, this is not going to be easy. What I do recommend that you do, if possible, show up at your wife's house or wherever you guys decide that you're going to live if this getting together works out for you guys. And what I would do is I would make sure there are a lot of distractions in the house when you bring the cats over. Cardboard boxes, paper bags, all kinds of stuff just tossed around the house. That's number one. Number two is I would separate the cats, a little barrier, some type of gate, so they can kind of see each other and smell each other, but at the same time, they can't get at each other. Let them kind of adjust that way for a while. Between the scent swapping for a week or so before that, the introduction, that might be beneficial. You might want to use some of those other therapies on the market. What's the word I'm looking for? Those therapies you plug into the wall. Pheromone therapy, that could be beneficial as well. So check that out. The thing to remember is very often when cats first meet each other, it sounds like the Armageddon, and sometimes it can be. That's why you got to be overly cautious. Once the cats have spent some time in the same house together, make sure that I would put down at least 3 or 4 litter boxes at the beginning. Make sure you feed them out of 2 or 3 dishes so that they don't become possessive over food. And once you start noticing they're kind of relaxing a little bit, you might want to spend some time. You can pick up one of the older cats and have your wife pick up the young cats, sit in the living room on opposite ends of the couch. When they start ignoring each other, that's a good start, and then switch cats around. It's not going to happen overnight. You're talking to someone who had as many as 30 cats living together at one time. Were they all bosom buddies? No, but they all did understand that they needed to get along in the environment they lived. This is not easy. And again, let me just stress the fact that declawing is I don't know why you had them declawed. It's a horrible thing to do. Any problem that a cat has, whether it's scratching things in the house, that can be resolved behaviorally. You don't have to resolve it physiologically where you're removing part of their body. I'm not going to get on a bandwagon about that anymore, but I do want you to get these cats together. It's 4 cats living together. The only scenario that may be a little bit more difficult than normal would be the fact that the declawed cats may be more assertive with their mouth because they don't have the claws. But if you follow my advice, I'd love you to go to the website or look on my YouTube, you're looking at it now, and check out the first pet psychology, the proper way to introduce one pet to another. That would be beneficial. Bottom line is, yes, it can work out. You may have to drink a little bit of wine with your wife so you calm down a little bit, because the first couple of times it's not going to be easy. But remember, it's definitely worth it. And so if you and your wife are getting back together, knock on wood, that's a good thing. Now let's get the cats back together with each other. That's even a better thing. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to give me a call on the show. We can dive a little bit further, because very often I need to ask you more questions to get to the bottom. But follow the advice I gave you and keep me posted. I'm Warren Eckstein.